Would you win if you had a better strategy? Success isn't luck, it's strategy. Sure, a person can win at some things without even trying. It happens all the time in games of chance. But in the game of life, you need a strategy to win. Life is too precious to waste. Time is a resource we have a limited supply of. We all know we should make the best use of time. But for many of us, life consists of waking up and doing the same things we have always done. Everything that surrounds us conforms to a pattern, and we expect things to always continue that way. However, when we conform to a pattern, we expect different results, even though we change nothing from day to day. To win, we must not only do, we must observe, opening our senses to become fully aware of our environment and the people that surround us. Once aware, we notice things that we did not before. Those observations can then be studied and pulled apart to analyze. Instead of relying on surface-level information, a deep dive can be done to draw out vital information that is normally overlooked. When introduced to sports, many children throw a ball in the yard. It was fun, but there was little thought put into it. The brain first had to make some connections, allowing them to gain hand-eye coordination. The more practice, though, the better the results. But things changed once they were introduced to a team with a coach. Sports are entertaining to watch, but it is not because no thought is put into the games. Opposing teams study the other team they are competing with. They ask important questions about them. How does my opponent think? What are their weaknesses? What are their strengths? They even ask the same questions of themselves to become fully aware of what they have. Together, they strategize and come up with a winning plan, a perfect way to beat the most formidable opponent. This is one reason why many people watch sports. They love the thrill of competition. What happens outside the world of sports, though? People spend Monday through Friday waiting for the weekend. Life goes on. One day passes, another begins. Zero change. We tried to let go of the past. It didn't work. As a matter of fact, we've had it up to here with setting goals. Why set goals we can never achieve? If discouragement is the result, why bother? Maybe we should just settle for life as it is. Maybe not. Let's face it, it can be a monumental challenge to let go of the past. We made the decision, but the past still has its hooks in us. Stuff may have accumulated for years, even decades. There are times we can simply walk away. Other times it's not that easy. Continuing haphazardly is not the answer. People seldom stumble to success. It takes preparation, discipline, effort, and other habits. Not occasionally, but daily. Go back to the beginning. Back at that moment you thought change was possible. There may have been an enemy secretly lurking, watching, waiting. Meanwhile, filled with hope, you proceeded forward, unaware. Sadly, this enemy has blocked the paths of nearly everyone, at least for a time. Without recognizing its formidable power, we can be defeated. When we understand its limitations, everything changes. Who is this adversary? Or rather, what? Mindset. It may seem too good to be true. Sometimes the simplest things are, how can we ever expect things to go right when we have the wrong mindset to start with? Let's break down the word into two parts. Mind. Okay, we generally understand that. And set. Set on what? When the mind is set, it becomes hardened. After it's hardened, change is not easy. Think of the cement used in sidewalks, streets, and even giant buildings. Before it ever gets that hard, it is just a pile of powder. Weak. It has no shape. It easily blows away with puffs of air. But what happens when the right ingredients come together? Everything changes. How it changes depends on several factors. First, the right ingredients must be properly measured and mixed. Second, water cannot just be poured on top of the powder. It must be added gradually. Next, all the ingredients need to be thoroughly mixed. Failure to comply with any step leads to undesirable results. The last step requires the mixture to be handled with care. This involves continually mixing until it is finally ready to set. That is why the back of a concrete truck is always spinning. Those people know that once concrete sets, it's over. When it sets properly, the concrete can now withstand enormous forces that oppose it. Similarly, when we set our mind properly, it becomes nearly unstoppable, an immovable force, able to withstand opposition. Look back in history at the countless examples. People declared that something was impossible. To think otherwise resulted in mocking laughter. For a long time, people used to walk everywhere they went. It took forever to get anywhere. Then one day a person got on top of a horse. It may have looked silly at the time, but it worked. People looked up at the blue skies. They gazed upon birds with wings spread, masters of the sky, defying gravity. Imagine the ridicule received by the first people to try to fly a plane up there. People looked at the beauty of a shimmering night sky. The tranquility of peace reigned in the quietness that filled the air. A starry skyline met with the brightness of the moon. Imagine the mockery when someone dared to believe. One day we're going up there. We must become masters of mindset. Learn to let go of destructive ways of thinking. Replace the negative with a positive mindset. Think like a winner. It does no good when the race starts if we are already defeated before leaving the gate. The chance of success diminishes with the wrong mindset. Having the right mindset requires us to take an honest assessment of ourselves. Sometimes we will need some outside help to do this. Get all the help needed. A winner knows their strengths and continues to strengthen them. They also know their weaknesses and work to improve them as well. Not all weaknesses can be eliminated, but that doesn't mean we should give up. Recognize limitations. But remember that we can stretch ourselves. In time, we can do things we once thought impossible. When dreams are big enough, they appear overwhelming from a distance. A closer look will reveal the smaller details. It is these that often make up tremendous success. Greatness seldom happens overnight. It is achieved through small, consistent effort. When repeated, each step builds on top of another. Every small goal works in the same direction as the larger goal. Without small steps, it would be nearly impossible to achieve anything. Remember though, consistency must involve doing the right things. 1,000 small steps in the wrong direction will take us no closer to what we desire. Continue to develop a winning strategy that works for you. Another way is to study those who have already done what you wish to do. Do you know someone that let go of something that seemed insurmountable? Go ahead and ask them a question. How did you do it? Do the right thing at the right time. It can bring us closer to the life we want to create for ourselves. It will undoubtedly take time to develop a winning strategy for life. But what is the alternative? Spending no time at all on it. This is your life we are talking about. This may be the only chance of doing it right. Don't throw it away. You deserve better. It is good to consider that thoughts become things. So be careful what you think. For more helpful information on shaping up a powerful mindset, watch the next video about the importance of thoughts.